just like to say thank you to the Gore for allowing us to host the Winning Corporate Business session here this evening.
We publish an annual league table, both of travel management companies by UK sales and hotel booking agencies. So these are the people and the organisations that, if you're interested in the corporate market, I'm assuming you're here, so you are, these are the people you need to know.
The independence is probably what I perceive as being a boutique hotel. You want to walk in and you want to see something that's different, something that stands out from the rest of it. But I think there's a lot of different definitions out there in terms of what a boutique hotel looks like nowadays.
Excellent.
Being boutique is you want to be able to speak to someone, you want to have the attention, you want to have the service. So I think size does matter. You don't want to be too large. You want to be, it needs to be manageable. So you can actually speak to someone. You don't want to feel like you're a number. You want to feel like you're a person. You want to be addressed by your name. And these small touches really do matter. That makes it boutique and special.
What is boutique? Boutique is, it's a much battered around comment and topic, and it can be overused. But the reality is, as an operator, to me it's about giving people what they want.
Let's face it, business travel is not fun. I travel a lot. So travelling, staying in a hotel is not fun. You need to make it as comfortable as possible. So I don't mind if my travellers want to stay in a boutique hotel or they want to stay in a big, large chain hotel. It doesn't bother me as long as they're happy, because we don't make anything. So, ultimately our people are our business. So if you can provide a better service than whoever else, fantastic. For us, location is key. So you need to be close to our offices. You need to be able to, if you don't load onto the GDS, that causes us problems. If you don't offer minimum length, there's no minimum length of stay. There's like last room availability, Wi-Fi, and things like that. So I would say most basic business requirements right now.
It's not about accepting any business, because we have to manage the rates, because we do have limited rooms and we can't accept high volume, low rate business. Because if we did that, we would not be able to provide the bespoke service and give the added value.
How do you reach out to corporate clients? And are you members of Luxury Marketing Council, BAB, British American Business? Are you members of those groups? Because if you're not, you should be.
It's great. I don't disagree with you. We do the very same.
Sure, I think great advice, and I think different groups of people or different associations and different networking groups work differently in different areas.
I find that invaluable, because the number of buyers that go to the conferences, to the events, etc., and it's a more informal environment for you to meet guys like us, because my time's precious as well. I don't like going to networking events that often, if I'm perfectly honest. I do choose and pick and choose where I go, because we all have a life. So you want to get the most out of it, and I would recommend that too.
So yes, make the most of all the organisations you can tap into, become members of, piggyback, whatever. But as Brian, I believe, says, again, you get out what you put in, and unless you make the most of these things, unless you make the most of these networking events and wander up to people you've never seen before in your life and don't know from a hole in the wall, they're probably useless. But every third one will be useless. Every third one will be a Sarah, will be a Nicola, and they will have business that could be of interest to you.
Total cost. It's not just about the taxis and the room night, it's about Wi-Fi, breakfast, evening meals, drinks, it's a tough one. I don't know any travel manager who's got that sorted yet.
I think it's one of the things that becomes more and more important, though, from a customer's perspective, is actually being able to look at that total cost instead of just a pure room cost. I think there's a recognition that there are incidentals that do impact the bottom line from the company's perspective as well. So a lot of companies are now taking this into account, whereas before they probably weren't looking at that as much. It was purely looking at the cost of the room. So I think from a flexibility perspective, I think it opens up the opportunities for independent and boutique hotels to kind of get more into the market, because you can offer that value.
One of the things I've noticed, though, in terms of total cost of stay and the take-up of dinner, bed and breakfast packages, they're not that well taken up compared to bed and breakfast packages. We try and encourage more usage of the restaurant through also discounts, where we'll say we'll give a 10-15% discount off the restaurant charge. But why isn't that encouraged more?
If you're a preferred supplier to KPMG, we guarantee that, you know, we give you lots of ways to promote those things, like in newsletters, travel user group meetings, roadshows, so you can meet them. You can't get away from it, can you?
No, you can't.
You've got to be better than that. I
Yeah.
mean, ultimately, it's like BA and their Avios points or whatever. You know, Virgin get a 50-50 market share on one particular route. That BA was very surprised by that.
I don't think you're ever going to compete with that, and I think we're not in that marketplace. And, but I mean, as soon as we come up against it, I mean, if you talked about Marriott, I mean, they've got a fantastic system. IHG have got a fantastic system. You know, I find with here, we've got a great bar upstairs. The bar here is great. The guys we get, the corporate people that we get, they like it because it's so different from where they normally stay, and they can have great fun here. And that's actually what a lot of our clients will come here, because at the end of a hard week, or Thursday or Wednesday night, they'll find them in the bar upstairs, and that's why they come.
But I think you guys haven't got the volumes to have market share, and this is the problem. I mean, maybe you need to focus. If I just take KPMG, maybe transient's not the place. Maybe you need to focus on the meeting room, meetings and conferences, and private dining. You know, that's a whole different ballgame, a lot less mature area, and a lot of business can be made from that.
From the agency perspective, the availability, we've talked about it earlier on, getting consistent availability is a challenge. So sometimes that very large volume is just not going to fit within your hotel. So again, it's about finding the right customer for your hotel, for the size of your hotel, for the style of your hotel, and for where you are. But I think the meetings element is definitely not one to be overlooked. I think it's a very immature market at the moment, but I think a lot of corporates are really focusing on this area at the moment, and I think there's some great opportunities to really focus on that in the next couple of years, and driving some really good value there as well.
Lots to discuss, lots to think about. Thank you very much indeed for participating. As my voice is going, I'm now going to shut up, but I would just ask you to thank your panel.
Very beneficial. It enabled me to meet people that I wouldn't normally network with. So boutique hotels, new contacts, as well as the other people on the panel I found really interesting.
I found the event very fascinating, because even as a panel member, I was able to speak to the travel management company and the corporates direct, and ask them some interesting questions. And we had a very honest approach. It was a very open forum, and we also got a glass of wine. What could be better?